Hello and welcome to Tichtalk's channel. Today we'll be talking about the ongoing events in the world. Today we'll be talking about more especially about the Niger coup because it's affecting here in Africa. Um, as you know, the West imperialism didn't end. We were just given these fake independences that you are free by the exploitation of resources and human labor is still continuing. Uh, I can give you an example of Zimbabwe. In Zimbabwe, uh, they got independence in 1980 and they took their land back to black people, black majority, from the hands of the white minority. But as if, as things are unfolding, uh, who is benefiting most from Zimbabwean resources is the same colonizers who are benefiting again and again, although the present government is an anti-West on the face value, but deep down there are deals and whatsoever happening behind the scenes. The West can deal with anyone. They can deal with their enemies only to access your resources. You say they can send someone you can trust and say, I know this is our friend, but whilst is working for the West, for the Western countries, they can even send. They've got Russian spies, they've got Chinese spies who are on their payroll. So you can send Chinese to Africa and people start to blame Chinese. Hey, Chinese this, Chinese this, Chinese this. Well, is those people, if you check where their money is coming from, is coming from the West. So I think most people know how the West can control this thing of propaganda. So it's very painful that we think colonization ended, but the colonization is now in different forms, is now affecting everyone. Is now everyone except the elite family. So most people will be saying, no, white people do this, especially black people. White people are doing this. No, 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 no. It's no longer this thing of saying black people only are being slaves. No, 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 no. Everyone is in the slave plantation right now. But it's only that slavery have been given new names of manager, CEO, yeah, the what, all these names. So let's go back to the conflict in Niger. Uh, as you know, Noledi, my Victoria Noledi, went to Africa. I came here in Africa trying to threaten those guys, the junta government, that I know you must stop what you are doing or else we are going to take away everything from AIDS and we are going to intervene in this conflict. So the junta government didn't back up because now Russia is also supporting them. Mali, New Guinea, Guinea, and Burkina Faso, they're also supporting them. Also, Algeria is also supporting them. So it shows to me that what these guys are doing is totally right. Yes, taking power by force is not a good thing. It promotes terrorism and those who survive of the fittest. So, but in other situations where when the government is now in the hands of terrorists, how can you take power from hands of terrorists unless you also use power? So we have to look the actual situation which is happening there, because those people of Niger, they are suffering. 14% of their population access electricity, while they've got electricity generating resources, and there's a pipeline going to Europe which was being constructed right now, going to Europe, supplying gas, supplying all these resources to Europe. It was now a replacement of the Nord Stream pipeline, because Nigeria, they're having um, it's especially Niger have got one of the high grade uranium, but they are not benefiting anything from that. So I think this, according to some other sources, they are saying this president was pro-Western, just like the Nigerian government, who was also involved in money laundering in America, drugs, cartels, and such things like that. So you see that no, this is about money. This is about ripping off uh, uh, Niger's resources, because they could have done a lot to that country based on its resources, but they did nothing. What they did only is looting. So wherever France is going, it's just messing. Look at Libya now. Libya is in big crisis. So the intervention, I think, is not going to work, because Russia is also supporting this thing, and also Russia is crushing Ukraine, which is not wishing to understand. If they had gone to the negotiating table since the beginning of the war, 3 weeks or 2 weeks, they could have saved a lot of lives. But sending of weapons and what is going to escalate the war more and more, because right now the Russian weapon companies which are manufacturing weapons, they are working 24/7. So if the both sides are still pampering weapons into the battlefield, this war is not going to end unless one side compromise. But I don't think this side, Russia, is going to compromise, because the presence of NATO in Ukraine is going to be a huge threat to Russian security, as Poland is complaining about the presence of Wagner in Belarus. You see, so if I also was expressing this point, I was saying, if the junta government in Burkina Faso is what is doing is wrong, it's also saying that the coup in 2014 in Ukraine is supposed to be condemned also. They must replace that that president which was removed in 2014. So now the Niger people are wrong, the Ukrainians were right. We must be fair on that. I thank you for watching my channel. Like and subscribe. I thank you.